Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian report for the 24th of June, starting with the ASX on the daily chart. We've probably got a top in place here now for either wave 1 or wave 5 here. If it's wave 1 here, then the 61.8% retracement level is just back down under the 6,500 level, which is a medium level when it comes to the Trading Lounge trading levels. And also too, the pattern here that we're looking at this level here, well, if it's going to be bullish, then the market would move up to this point, react here, which it has done from this point here, the arrival, the reaction, and then the first high above the level, which is in 5 waves that we look for, and then we look for an A wave and a B wave and a C wave coming here. If this market is going to go higher, then we'll capture it at this point here, but otherwise this area here, if it's wave 5 here and we're going to be coming lower, then it's going to get trapped under here and we'll move down. So we can look to start putting in some short trades here. The other thing too is that in a change in trend, the little bullish weekly cycle that I use normally would have, in a bullish market, would have Fridays being the bullish day, and if that's not the case, then which really it wasn't, then we can look for the change in trend to occur. It's just another little signal. So normally Friday and Monday are the bullish days in a bullish cycle, in a bullish trend, and if that's not the case, then there's a change in trend. So we are seeing that occur now. So we didn't get that bullish day on the Friday, so it's not going to follow through on the Monday. So we probably got a top in place, and as you know, we'd been looking for 5 waves up here, then also 5 waves in this little structure here as well. So yeah, so from this low here to this high here, the 50-60% retracement level is back at the 6.5 here. Yeah, so that's where we could be heading. Of course, we need other markets to move in that direction as well. So yeah, so let's just look at this in terms of a bit of a trade setup here. So first of all, our long trades, which we had from down here, we took part profit at the 67, and then we've been stopped out here. So now we can look to go short. That's not going to be the case, so we can put that just under here. And I wouldn't go over trade at this particular point. We still need to see further downside at this point. So with this here, I'll just copy this here. I'll just go to the tick chart for a second here. I just want to look at some internal structures within this leg here. So I'm taking a little bit of liberty with the count here. I know we've got 5 waves in this little section here. I'm not quite sure if this is an A and a B and a C wave for the wave 2 to be sitting over onto this leg here. Then I was looking at this for being a wave 1 of the next degree smaller. I suppose we could look at it as wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, but wave 4's moved up too high in relation to wave 1, so it would count better in this instance here. So yeah, look, we'd probably have to leave the stop above the 6672 area at this stage. 61.8% is here, the resistance is in here, the supply is in here, so leaving it above this area here, so 6674 or 77 here. So when you're shorting, 4 is a good number to have it on, or if you want to go above the 5, then you'll go to 7 at that point. So either one of those will be fine. So I can just bring this down a little bit in here. I'll just have it at 7, at 77 there. Let's keep it a bit higher. And one of the targets to the downside, I mean, we're looking down at 6.5, but one of the things we can also do is take the low of this one here and here. Well, the 6.6 comes in at the 60. This is what I was looking for, the 61.8%. So not a big deal. So that's where we can expect the first. If you're going to take profit, then that would be the first sort of area there. And if we were looking for wave B at that particular point, then we can take this top here and look at this here, and then that would bring us a little bit higher, possibly up. This is just a mud map really, so don't get too worked up about it, but it just gives us something to work with at this stage. So it may not be the case all this way up here, but let's just see how this works, and let's just see how the other markets roll out as well with all of this. I mean, I suppose we could count this down here as an A and a B and a C here for the A wave here, then a B wave here and a C wave. And it's still come a bit low here. I mean, I'm thinking if I've got this this in this little area in here got me stumped a little bit here. I couldn't quite figure it out, but I took it off the low here and then counted 5 waves to the upside. But if one of these are involved here as a 1 and a 2 here, then a 1 and 2 here, that means that we would just be looking at this as a 3rd wave here, and the 4th wave would come into play from, well, from these lows here, which would bring us at the 38.2% retracement level, which would be right on where we'd want to go short from here. So there will be support coming into this space here. So that 6640 would need to become the resistance here. That's something else. If you wanted to refine your entry, that would need to become the tested resistance at that point there. Okay, moving on to the other markets, we'll look at Hong Kong first. So with Hong Kong, I'm a bit unsure about this count here. I mean, at first glance, looking at it as an A and a B and a C wave coming up to here, into this, close to the 60% retracement level here, our target area is pretty much on the cards. If I was looking at it as a wave 4 here, moving with the other markets, then we can short it down to this level here, the 28,157 area, and just keeping the stop out of the way here above anywhere. That top there is important, but also that top there is important. This is more important, this 28.5 here, so we can bring the stop down just above that high here on the 28.5, and we can also look to go short here. One of the reasons that makes this a bit of a safe short here is that the move up through here is corrective, and this move here appears to be in 5 waves down. So we've got an A and a B here, and normally the A wave and the C wave would have something in common in terms of equality. So we could come to this level down here. Just have a look on the tick chart here for this one. See, this is the top here. So we've got wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, an A wave, a B wave into one of these lows here, to this low, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave B here. And then in this case here, this would just be wave 1 here and little ABC for wave 2, and this is beginning a 3rd wave. So it's pretty high confidence that we will be going lower through all of this here, so that makes it a good short trade in this instance. I'll just check on China while I'm here as well. I haven't looked at that for a few days. So yeah, from this high here, I was looking at 1 and 2 here and 3 here, a triangle for wave 4 here, a bit complicated, and wave 5 here. then an A wave here, a B wave here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 5 up here to make wave C of 5, which is pretty much in place here because we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. I mean, it could be a more bullish count here, but at this stage that fits in quite nicely as a corrective wave, and we've got those 5 waves there, so it does appear that we're getting an impulse wave down here, so we should move lower with this here as well here. I mean, if that's the case, then we should be coming, we should make new lows below these ones here in this instance here. So in this case, we can look to just copy that. There will be a bounce off this here too, I'd imagine. What number is that? It's 500. So we'll put that on the 500 because that's where the bounce will come from. That bounce will come if the 500 becomes the retested resistance, then that's the short trade, okay? So the retested resistance, as you know, would be down for the bounce. Well, it's already had that little bounce here, so that's cool. So down through here, checking back here, checking the supply, and if that goes, then you can go from that point. That's the general pattern that I like. Of course, you can move in anywhere, but you just need to know what you're doing. Okay, let's have a look at India. Just go to the daily chart here for a moment. So this has been our general pattern. We're working the 5-wave structure to the upside here. I didn't quite get that right in here. It was a bit messy, but we certainly sort of got the turn here, and the move down through here was calling wave A, and then the move back up here, pull back up 61.8%, very sharp though, and yeah, so we can label that wave B. So we still need wave C to move down. This is the 38.2% retracement level above here, and this is the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So both of these targets are valid. We just need to see how that wave count goes. I should remove that there. So our focus is to the downside here, so I'm just going to go to the hourly chart and pick up that. So I would need to label these a little bit differently here. An A wave here, B wave here, and a C wave down through here. I'll just move that out the way. Also, too, these would need to change here as well. These these will all need to be 1 degree higher here, but that's okay. So we're looking at 5 waves coming down to this point, but they will need to be in green at this stage. So I'll just move these out of the way here now, over here. So wave A should have some sort of relationship to wave C here. So this move in here is corrective here. So we should take out these lows here, okay? And it has pulled up to its 61.8% mark here. So we can go short. Obviously, the 72 here is the support, but we should go lower from that from there. So if that becomes, we can see that the market's been dancing around this level here. So this time that it's checking it, if it becomes the resistance, then you can look to short at that point. You could probably short it now as well, but you would have to allow for, this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, so it may test the 800 before it goes down, so just be a bit mindful of that there. Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support. Enjoy the day. Cheers.